going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Stucky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday night. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Hope you guys didn't do anything dumb. I'll be watching tomorrow if you did. I will. I'll cover you. I promise. All right. What do I have to say first? I see Heather's sister is in the chat. Words are important. You can see that I've also pinned the link for her YouTube channel. And her and her husband are building a game. Oh, there she is. Hello. They are building a game, and it's really interesting. So go check it out. It's fun, but yeah, I'll give you a line. Go check it out if you like it. Hit like and subscribe. I know she would appreciate it. So would Heather and I. All right, you guys want to watch some court? Let's watch some court. Yeah, it is. See, I am sweating. It's what is it? It's 79 right now. It finally fell below 80, and I haven't turned my AC on. Probably should have. It's hot, and for Heather and her sister, that's I don't know, 20. I don't want to do the math. It's 25 or 26 probably. I can actually tell you. 26. I was right. Okay. All right. You guys ready? Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Randall, this is a motion to revoke bond. I don't have counsel for Miss Randall.
Oh, I didn't tell you anything about the clip. I was just telling you about what's going on. So this is, a motion to revoke bond down in Georgia. This is Judge Tammy. We all love Judge Tammy. It's a good case. I know people in court covered this the day of. It was about 2 weeks ago when this came out, and I waited a little bit to not step on her toes because I am friends with her and I didn't want to take these away from her. So if you guys have seen this already, I'd still appreciate if you hang out with us. But let's go.
Carry a Randall.
That was also my understanding. So the state did mail notice to the last known address, certified.
You did mail notice to the last known address?
A copy of the motion, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sacaria D. Randall.
I don't think she have the app.
You don't think what?
She don't have.
Okay, I'm missing something. Who's talking? Because you're just listed as iPhone.
Terry Stucky.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Stucky, are you the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can I see your video?
I don't know how to.
Are you on a phone or a computer?
My phone.
Okay. So touch your phone. Do you see something on your phone that looks like an old-fashioned video camera? Is the state prepared to go forward with the hearing?
We do have the victim and the officer on the new case.
Okay. Is
Oh,
Mr. Okay. All right. So this is the matter of the state of Georgia versus Sacaria D. Randall. Ms. Randall doesn't have counsel of record. The state has sent notice by certified mail to the last known address for Ms. Randall. And this is case 2024 CR 02109. Ms. Randall, the court has sounded for Ms. Randall multiple times and she's not appeared. The court is going to move forward with the hearing for the motion to revoke bond. Ms. Williams, the state may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Terry Stucky.
Mr. Stucky, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Can you please tell us your name for the record?
Terry Stucky,
And let's just check you. Where do you live?
3628 Pebble Street, Latonia, Georgia.
Did you ever live in Clayton County?
Yes, I did.
And did you reside at 681 Flint River Road in Jonesboro?
Yes, I did.
Did you live there with someone?
Yes,
And who was that?
Miss Randall.
All right, so just so everyone's aware, this is the victim. He's the victim of, what do they say, domestic violence? I think that's what it was. It's a DV case. Now, this happened over a year. It might have even said 22. It may be 2 years now. But the defendant has been on probation, and that's kind of where we're at. But this is the victim.
Briefly,
And is that Sicaria Randall?
yes.
Are you done? Okay, I'll take it.
Your Honor, actually, I think Miss Randall's on the call.
Okay, Miss Randall?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so Miss Randall, may I see your video?
All right, and this is your sentence sheet.
Hey, Fozzie, just so you know, Heather and I have been training on poker. Next time we see you in the poker room, watch out. We've been training. We're coming at you.
I kind of highlighted the important part, and then you can.
Miss James, I hear you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, Miss Randall.
Yes.
All right, so I don't have an attorney of record for you. So, but you did get notice, I see, for the hearing to revoke bond. This is a notice because there's been the state believes that you have violated your bond conditions that were served on you after arrest at your first appearance. Your bond conditions say that you're not to have contact with a particular person and possibly not to go back to a particular location or to get any other violations of the bond conditions. So it has been alleged that you have violated those bond conditions and the state is seeking to have your bond revoked and to have you rearrested. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Okay. You have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say may be used against you. You are not required to give any testimony or evidence in this case. Nobody can force you to do so. And if you were to give evidence or testimony in this case, it could be used against you in this matter or at any subsequent prosecution of the case that is existing. Do you understand?
I do understand.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Yes. Mr. Stucky, do you recall an incident that happened on March 28th, 2023?
2024 or 23?
23.
Oh no.
All right, pay attention to what he says. I really think that he's trying to play dumb, but the prosecutor is used to people playing dumb, and she gets the answer she wants, but he tries. At least that's my opinion. You guys let me know.
I can't quite recall. I'm so busy with work and everything. I don't remember exactly the incident.
Do you remember the police being called out to your house?
Yes. Yes.
And was that call in relation to a fight that you and Miss Randall had gotten into?
I wouldn't say it was a fight. It was just verbal. It wasn't physical.
Nick Jones. Who? Nick Jones.
And do you remember the fight being about infidelity or cheating?
No.
During that argument, do you recall being hit in the mouth by Miss Randall with a cell phone?
I do remember something similar to that, yes.
And do you recall having a bloody lip?
Yes.
And is the person that you got into the argument with here on the Zoom call with us?
Let me see.
If you're on a phone, you might have to scroll.
What was your question again, ma'am?
I said, do you recall, or I'm sorry, do you see the person you got into that altercation with?
Yes.
And is that Miss Shakaria Randall?
Yes.
What's up, Robert? Good to see you in
And
the
after
fiction.
the police came out, who did the officers take into custody?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yes, who did the after the police had gotten onto the scene, who did the officers take into custody?
Mrs. Randall.
Thank you. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
All right. Ms. Randall, did you have any questions for Mr. Stucky? Please don't make any statements or tell me what happened, but did you have any questions for Mr. Stucky about what he said happened?
Real quick, this defendant does not have an attorney. Now, I don't think she understood what was going on. This is a violation of probation hearing or a revocation hearing. And she should have an attorney right now. She doesn't. I don't know if she just thought this was just kind of, I don't know. She obviously doesn't think it's a big deal. It's a revocation hearing. She's potentially going to jail. You need an attorney. But yeah, I don't know why she doesn't have one.
So,
Okay. All right. Does the state have another witness to present?
Yes, it was Officer Miguel Mendez.
All right. Officer Mendez.
What do you mean I'm annoying? Just because we spent a day together and, we had, a very romantic trip down the countryside of Michigan doesn't mean I'm annoying. Man, I thought we were friends, Donald.
Your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Your witness, Miss Williams.
Good morning. Can you please state your name for the record?
Officer Miguel Mendez with Clayton County Police Department.
And how long have you been with Clayton County?
About 10 years now, 11 in August.
And what are your job duties?
Respond to 911 calls, patrol neighborhoods, enforce traffic laws.
And part of your job duties responding to domestic incidents?
Yes, they consist about 70 to 75% of our calls.
And are you a post-certified law enforcement officer?
I am.
And were you post-certified on March 28, 2023?
I was.
Do you recall being dispatched to 681 Flint River Road?
Oh, I must let an address pop up. This happened about 2 years ago. I don't know if they still live at the same address, but I must let that go through. No, they were dating. These two were dating and they have kids together. I think that comes out here shortly, but I'm going to mute the next 10 seconds to get the address part out of the way.
Call in regard to?
Well, around 3:25 in the morning, we responded to that location regarding a domestic disturbance call. This wasn't the first time we've had to go out there or someone called 911.
Hey, welcome to your first live. I was born in somewhat central Illinois. I was born in Decatur, Illinois. So I don't know if that's close to where you are. I know Illinois is a big state, so Decatur's kind of central-ish.
From that location or nearby regarding the domestic disturbance, but on this occasion, once we got to the outside of that apartment complex, that apartment in my number, we heard a male and female arguing.
And what were they?
So when we made contact at the door, we spoke with Mr. Terry Stucky, who had a bleeding laceration on his upper lip.
Oh, that's awesome. We're right next to each other. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I don't live there now, but I know where you are. Well, that sounds so bad. I'm just gonna stop. I was born there, and we'll just stop there.
Mr. Stucky told us that the mother of his child, Shakaria Randall, struck him in the mouth with a cell phone while they were arguing. He also told us that she pulled and damaged his 18-inch Cuban link chain that was valued at $50, and all of it stemmed from her seeing females liking him pictures from his Instagram account about a restaurant.
And during your investigation, did you speak to Miss Randall about the incident?
Yeah, when we spoke to her, she was telling us that wasn't that serious. Of course, the inside of the apartment looked like something had occurred. There was things all over the floor. But she told us that nothing happened, that she was taking out some boiling oil out of the stove, and some of the oil landed on her, and she accidentally launched her phone and hit Stucky in the mouth with it. Of course.
All right, this is how much sometimes Southern accents get me. When I first heard this, I didn't know what bowling oil was. Like, you put oil on your bowling balls? Like, I didn't understand it. And then they started talking about the stove, and I'm like, all right, I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Of course, on scene, I grabbed that same pan of oil, which was very cold to the touch, which she said this incident had just occurred, and she told me that was the oil pan that she had just pulled out.
Did you observe any burns on Miss Randall?
No.
Did you observe any burns on anyone?
No.
Did you take any pictures of Mr. Stucky's injuries?
We did. Well, I believe my lieutenant did.
Wait, were you present on scene when those photos were taken?
Yes.
Would you recognize him again if I showed them to you today?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead. There's nothing revealing in the photos, but it's someone inside of someone's house, and we don't need to see that. Some things do need to stay personal. Or, yeah. Oh, that's his injuries. I think that's the last photo.
And do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
And what is this picture depicting?
Mr. Stucky sitting down with a laceration on his lip, upper lip.
And to your knowledge, has this picture been changed, or is this picture a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed that evening?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state's going to tender the photograph of Mr. Stucky in the state's form.
All right. Miss Randall, did you have any questions about this photograph? Oh. Okay, I don't see a response from Miss Randall. All right, Miss Williams, you can continue.
Miss Randall's not paying attention. Hi, Crystal.
May I add anything or no?
Miss Williams, did you have another question from Officer Mendez?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. After speaking with both parties, what was the next thing you did?
Well, we proceeded to place Ms. Randall under arrest when she decided that she wanted to take back what she stated earlier. And she claimed that she had to defend herself against Mr. Stucky, who punched her in the nose and caused her to bleed. And we looked at the bottom of her nose, and we saw some dry blood down in there. But when we confronted Mr. Stucky about it, he told us that while they was arguing, Ms. Randall had stepped on a toy or on some object on the floor, and she fell down and struck her face, resulting in the nosebleed. Which, like I mentioned earlier on scene, there was a whole bunch of items on the floor which could support Mr. Stucky's claims that she slipped and fell and hurt herself. But at the moment, with what we had, we found Miss Randall to be our predominant aggressor.
And can you recall whether there were photographs taken of the items on the floor as well?
I don't believe so, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like Mountain Dew, but that doesn't not sound appetizing at all.
Would it refresh your memory if I showed you a photograph?
I've never had it, so I'm not going to knock it. But just from the sound of it, does not sound refreshing to me. But you know what? It might be delicious. I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, Mark.
At the moment, I'm pretty sure we reviewed the body.
All right, sorry. Still going to fast forward through pictures of the inside of their home. We'll keep those private.
I'm here. I don't.
All right. All right. Anything else from the state?
Nothing further to say, restaurant.
All right.
May I add anything, Judge? This is Mr. Stucky.
Hey, welcome, Biggin Raiders. Thank you, Biggin, for the raid. I appreciate it. I was over there for a little bit. As always, a lot of people yelling. Biggin likes the yellers. He likes the yellers. But Biggin, if you're here, thank you so much. I appreciate it, as always. And welcome to the Biggin Raiders. For everyone who's just jumping in, this is a good time to go ahead and pause it. Heather's sister is in the house, and her husband have they're developing their own game, their own video game, and I pinned their link in the top of the chat. So jump over there in your free time, and if you like it, like the video and subscribe. It's really fascinating to watch a video game being made, especially if you're not from that world. So it's actually really cool to watch what they're doing. So just saying, I enjoy it.
Okay. Go ahead,
Well,
sir.
since me and Ms. Randall haven't had contact like that, so I mean that's behind us. It was a whole year ago, and I can't really recall. I don't know.
I pinned it, so it should be pinned in the chat. It's also in the description for anyone who's watching this video later. Link in the description of this video
Where she's currently staying, but I'm no longer in Clayton County, and we do have children.
Thank you so much, Emily, for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Together, but we're not seeing each other at the moment, and we haven't since last year.
All right.
To my understanding that her mom said that she just had got a new job, and that was a plus because I know she's been looking for a while and she finally got it. And I don't wish jail time on her because I'm not in her presence. She's not in mine, so I understand things do happen, but we haven't been around each other, so this wouldn't be an issue that would be ongoing or you would even see again.
Okay.
Your Honor, with that information, the probably seems a little unnecessary, but I'd like to call my investigator for rebuttal.
All right.
No, they're actually using Unreal Engine. I don't know if she's still in the chat. She keeps popping in and out, but they're using Unreal Engine to make it.
Investigator Pugh. Raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true. Oh, you're muted.
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, Ms. Williams.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you please state your name for the record?
Thomas Pugh,
And what do you do for a living, Mr. Pugh?
investigator at the Clayton County Solicitor General's office.
And how long have you been here?
Almost a year now.
What are some of your job duties here?
Gather evidence that prosecutors need to successfully prosecute cases, serve witnesses, work up files, work up cases for court calendars, jury trial, motions calendars.
And are you familiar with the case involving Miss Randall and Mr. Stucky?
Yes, I am.
Did you serve Mr. Stucky in this case?
I did.
Where did you serve him at?
The address on Flint River in Clayton County.
Hey, I remember to meet it this time.
Give me one moment.
Oh, he didn't find it yet. The address is very important to the case, as you'll find out here in a second, but I still don't want to blast it everywhere. Oh, thanks, peeps, but I'm actually taken. I'm taken. My
4/12/23.
Ooh, that was close. My absolutely stunning, beautiful girlfriend is in the chat, so, but I appreciate the compliment. I can't even. I'm choking on my words because that was dumb. I knew you were joking. I knew what you're talking about, peeps.
24, 4/12/24.
Yeah, since I did actually pause it, I'll explain what happened. Yeah, he served the victim the subpoena to come testify as a witness at the same address that the female lives. That's what just happened. And he testified about 5 minutes ago that he hasn't seen her in a couple of years, doesn't live anywhere near her, they have no contact anymore. That's what he testified.
All right, thank you. That's all I had, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Stucky, are you
These are
familiar
the
with the criminal offense of perjury, sir?
no, ma'am. I mean, yes, ma'am. But these are the
Okay,
things I went to
stop talking,
retrieve.
stop talking.
I'm sorry.
So the court swore you in, you were under oath. Providing false testimony under oath could subject you to the charge of perjury, which is punishable by up to 5 years in prison.
Oh my,
Yes, sir. Lying
ma'am. I
under
just
oath.
went to retrieve these things. These was my last items at that address. I told you I was there briefly. I retrieved these items, and the guy
That's not,
came.
no, sir. No, sir. That's not what you told me. You told me y'all haven't had any contact. You told me that you were living outside the county. You told me
I
a lot
stayed
of
in the cab.
things.
Miss Randall wasn't there, man.
So that
I'm
was the
not lying to
random
you.
day. That was the random day that he picked to serve you. He just randomly got it right that he was able to serve you at the Flint River Road address
Ma'am,
when
I
you
promise
lived
you, I
out
came
of
to.
county.
Ma'am, I promise you, I just came to get the remainder of my
Don't
tools
don't
for work,
promise me
and
anything else, Mr. Stucky. All right. So y'all act like I just started doing this. Like I haven't heard people lie over and over and over again to save a baby mama or a baby daddy to keep them to keep a job, or I mean, come on, people. I know when y'all get charges and y'all don't look at the bond conditions and then y'all go have contact with the person anyway because y'all don't think fat meat is greasy, that y'all don't
I'm
think the
not
court
gonna.
is gonna do anything. But
I'm
that's
not
not
gonna
what
question your
this is.
judgment.
Mr. Stucky, I'm gonna leave it up to the prosecutor's office if they want to seek charges against you for perjury, because I believe you have lied under oath. But at this time, does the state have a request?
Yes, Your Honor. Based off the testimony of Mr. Stucky and Officer Mendez, the state is asking for the court to grant our motion to revoke Ms. Randall's bond. Not only has she violated the court's order by picking up new charges against the same victim, it appears that there is still contact ongoing with Mr. Stucky prior to any bond modification.
Yeah, I wanted to pause and laugh at that with you guys, but I'm trying to let this fight through. I've been pausing a lot. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everyone for being here.
Being filed. Is my understanding, while she's not represented on the case we're here for today, she's represented on her newer charges. But after any review and search, there has been no modification filed, and it shows complete disregard for this court's order, as well as being a productive member of society by not committing new crimes against someone that she supposedly cares about and shares children with. So for the safety of the community, as well as to secure the defendant pending trial and prevention of any further felonies, the state would ask you to revoke her bond on this case and hold her pending trial.
Ms. Randall, you have, yes, ma'am.
Please. I'm doing everything I have to do for my kids. I'm working. I haven't even been with him. Please. Like I cannot be back in jail. I just had a baby. He on 4 months. I'm working. I'm doing
Baby
I'm
with
staying
who? You just had a baby with who?
with someone else. I'm doing everything I can. I haven't been in no trouble
Who you know, ma'am, you're not listening to me. Who you had the baby with?
with someone else.
Who? Give me a name.
His name is Tino.
T who?
Tino.
Tino what?
Tina just made this name up. That's his last name. You know, like our friend None Your Business. Tino just made this name up. Tino. I mean, I mean, I guess that's a unique enough name to pick randomly.
Outside in the car if you want to see him. I haven't seen this man. Please don't do this to me. I haven't got in trouble since then, Judge. You can see that I haven't got in any trouble. Nothing. I've been working, coming home, doing what I have to do.
Miss
Please
Randall,
don't.
you picked up another case while you were on bond, and he was at your house on April 12th, 2024.
Yes, but I've been by my sister and my brother. You could call. I could call them. I have their address if you need it. I've been over there. I've been going to work from there. I work at Georgia Tech. I haven't got in no trouble at all, and I haven't got in trouble before this. These charges are new on me. I haven't got in no trouble ever before this, and afterwards I haven't.
So this case, Miss Williams, let me see. This is the
I have 6
Hold
children.
on, ma'am.
Yeah, Sparkle Pits. This is Judge Tammy. She's in Georgia. I don't know where at in Georgia. I don't. I probably should know that by now. But it's in Georgia. So I just always assume that it's in the Atlanta area. Could not tell you if that's true or not. But yeah, I don't know any other cities in Georgia. I should. I know Biggin lives in one, and it's not Atlanta. Savannah? He lives close to Savannah, right? I probably shouldn't say that out loud. I think he does all the time, though. No, Detective Rachel, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, Rachel. I know it was expected, but it's still hard to hear. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rachel. I don't know what else to say, but T's and P's for your family, thoughts and prayers. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but hopefully, you guys all come together and handle it appropriately. And the last funeral I was in was my mom's, and me and my siblings fought a lot. So hopefully, it doesn't happen to you. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Rachel.
So this is a 2024 case. This is the one that there's another case, Miss Williams. What's the next case after this one that the reason that y'all are asking for the bond revocation? Miss Williams?
Thanks, Bob. That sounds right. Clayton County sounds right. I think it is Clayton County. So if they mentioned it, then yeah. All right. That's where we're at. And thanks for letting me know that's in the Atlanta area. So yeah, my guess wasn't way too far off.
I think I lost Miss Williams.
Judge, can you please not
Miss Randall, stop talking.
Name and badge number. I like your name.
Nobody reads their bond conditions
Thanks for hanging out.
at all.
Oh, Judge Tammy's upset.
Miss investigate. Oh, there she is. Miss Williams.
Sorry about that.
I think that's fair. I'll pause it for a minute. Rachel, if you wanna post your link, I will pin it. Now you probably need that more than ever. So if you're still here, Rachel, post your link and I will attempt to pin it.
Judge, my Zoom crashed.
That's okay. I figured it was something like that. So I have a 2024 CR 02109 case, and you're telling me Ms. Randall has a subsequent case to this?
That's correct, Your Honor. This is the original case that occurred in 2022, and it was
Yeah, no problem. One last shout out for Heather's sister, Eclectic Circuit. Her and her husband are building a video game, and she's taking us along for the ride of, all the pains and I don't know what else to say, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of frustration. And they did have a little hiccup today that they told us all about, which is normal in any programming. You're going to come across a hiccup. So I am going to replace that pinned link with Rachel's link when she posts it. But Rachel has a GoFundMe for it's an end of a life GoFundMe for all the costs, because I mean her aunt has been in, I think, the hospital for the last month, and yeah, so I will post that when she sends it up. But before I do that, please go subscribe to Heather's sister's channel. Also, again, for everyone who's listening later, that link is still going to be in my description for anyone that wants to do that. Okay, Rachel, I see it. So I'll pin it. I'm going to let this video play as I try to pin that and not crash my computer.
Recently accused. And then the second case that we had received happened in March of last year.
Okay, and what's the case number for that?
That is 2024 CR 02015. I guess they were accused out of order.
Those are the only 2 times I got in trouble. I haven't got in trouble ever since.
Ma'am, what I'm trying to explain to you is the fact that you got in trouble the first time and you didn't, you violated your bond conditions and went and got in trouble the second time with the same victim is why we're back here, because the bond conditions clearly state what you're not to do. You didn't even read them. You went straight back. The whole purpose of the bond conditions is to avoid violence. You went back to the same victim and had another violent incident. Had you read your bond conditions and not done what you did, then we wouldn't even be here. So you're begging me to stop a bond revocation that you could have stopped had you read your bond conditions.
But I'm not getting in trouble now. I haven't got it since or before this, judge. Like, please take it easy on me. I have 6 kids. I'm doing everything I can for my kids. Everything. I'm working every day. I'm working 10-hour shifts. I need my freedom for my kids. Please.
Ma'am, you would have read them bond conditions.
I do understand. And I
don't think you do.
I do. I have. I've learned my lesson. I have.
I don't think you do. And then I got Mr. Stucky over here, and I'm not believing him. And then you tell me the new baby is Tino baby, but I'm not believing that either. So, yeah, an arrest warrant will issue for Miss Randall.
I haven't.
And I'll also appoint an arrest warrant will issue for Miss Randall. I'll also appoint the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis to assist her. They would have been appointed anyway once she gets to jail. But I'll go ahead and issue the arrest warrant.
Your Honor.
Judge, I just got a job. Please don't do this to me. Please. I just have a 4-month-old baby.
Your Honor, may I speak with Ms. Randall since we're appointed now?
Okay. Ms. Randall, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with an attorney so you can speak to your attorney. Ms. Randall.
Randall, don't say anything else, please. I'll speak to you in just a minute.
Okay.
Put you in breakout room number 3, Ms. Hahn, with Ms. Randall. And then we'll move on. If it's your case, I'll hold it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. See, this is what happens when you get an attorney. We just heard everything that went down. Her probation was, she revoked the probation, issued a bench warrant, or issued a arrest warrant. This defense attorney came in, said, I would like to speak with her. They called her back in the afternoon docket. So I don't know if she held the warrant, if Judge Jimmy held the warrant or not, but this is the afternoon docket. And this is the difference. When you have an attorney and try to represent yourself, this is what happens. this should be very educational for anyone that thinks they can do this on their own.
Ms. Williams, may I see you?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Randall, this is from the 11 a.m. calendar this morning, the criminal motions calendar. You're before the court on case 2024 CR 02109 for Securia D. Randall. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis, Ms. Chelsea Hahn. You're charged with battery, family violence, count 1, battery, count 2, simple battery, family violence, count 3, and simple battery, count 4. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand out. Ms. Hahn.
Should I go back on mute?
No, ma'am, just stay unmuted. We're gonna need you.
Okay.
Ms. Hahn, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Your Honor, she would like to enter a plea of guilty to count 1. I believe the remaining charges would merge.
Okay, by entering a plea of guilty to count 1, counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
I do.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The factual basis of this case was that on August 29, 2022, Officer Santos responded to a domestic disturbance at 681 Flint River Road here in Clayton County. Upon arrival, the officer met with Ms. Securia Randall at the front door, who stated that she had been in an argument with her boyfriend, Mr. Terry Stucky, over her inability to find her wallet. The officer saw that the floor was covered with trash and random food items. When asked why all the trash was on the floor, she stated that she did it while she was looking for her wallet, but that she also had turned over all of the trash and had dumped food items such as vinegar, flour, and other items on the floor because she knows that Mr. Stucky likes to live in a clean place and she wanted to aggravate him. The officer then spoke with
MB, thank you so much for the PayPal. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're still here. The email on my browser generally takes a little bit to refresh, so I see that it was about 15 minutes ago. So hopefully you're still here, MB. Thank you so much.
Mr. Stucky, who stated that who's also confirmed that there was an argument. And while the officer was there, they started to argue again. Eventually, he was able to calm them both down and suggested that they separate for the evening since nothing had actually occurred in the house. But to keep tensions low, they should separate for the night. After the officers left, another 911 call came from that incident address. Officers went back to the location and met again with Mr. Stucky. However, this time when they saw him, they observed a cut on the left side of his head and a scratch under his left and right eye, another scratch on his forehead above the eyebrows. When asked about the injuries, the victim stated that Ms. Stucky had assaulted him after another argument. In regard to him leaving the home, and the officer also spoke with their children who were in the house, but did not witness or hear any altercations but then they were not able to tell the officer how the injuries occurred. Based on the disorganization of the house, the food items on the floor, and the injuries that they observed, they determined that Ms. Randall was the primary aggressor and took her into custody. The state's recommendation on this case on count 1 is 12 months to serve 30 days. The balance to be probated, a $400 fine, 40 hours of community service, a family violence intervention program, and no contact with Mr. Stucky. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge.
All right, so I have 12 months, 30 days, balance probated, $400 fine, FVIP, 40 hours of community service, and no contact.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hahn.
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking that Miss Randall have time to turn herself in on this Friday and that she do weekends.
All right.
And then other than that, I did just want to put on the record that
Sparkle Poots, thank you so much. Sorry. I had something else I was about to say. Sparkle Poots, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Public service announcement to all the newbies. We ain't right, so don't expect it. Yeah, we're not. We try to be good people, but we're definitely not right. And I'm not an attorney, so I get a lot of things wrong, but we have fun. And this is a great community. Also, Fred, thank you so much for the Cash App. And yes, I got you. But thank you so much, Fred.
I did discuss the potential for an immunity motion with Miss Randall. She let me know that may be an issue that could have come up. However, with the pending bond revocation, she decided that she wanted to go ahead and resolve the case. So we just ask that you accept the negotiated plea.
Ms. Randall, I'm not a doctor, but I do count 40 weeks gestation. And then you got a 4-month-old. So unless you got pregnant by somebody else the day you got arrested on the second case, that's Mr. Stucky's baby. But you don't have to confirm that for me. What I want is for you to stop putting yourself in the same situation over and over and over again. You and Mr. Stucky y'all don't do well together. Y'all make babies and then fight. It doesn't make any sense.
No, we were
no,
together.
ma'am. No. I don't want to talk about it. It doesn't make any sense for y'all to keep coming back and forth with this foolishness. Now, why make your life harder? It just doesn't make any sense. First of all, people always want to have a baby when they can barely take care of the babies they already got or barely take care of themselves. And then once they finally get a good job, they're going to mess it up by not reading the paperwork that the court gives you that tells you exactly how not to mess up your life. Stop making your life hard, ma'am.
You're right.
Oh, I'm clear. Because the very, I'm gonna tell you the phrase that makes the most sense to me. People look like the choices they make. Everything that happens in your life is because of the choices you make. But the problem that I have with it is you and Mr. Stucky are good and grown, but you're making choices on behalf of 6 little babies who don't have the ability to make any different kind of choice. They don't have the ability to say, I don't want to live here in foolishness. They don't have the ability to say, I need more than you're able to provide for me. And as long as you keep having babies, that's less for me. They don't have the ability to say that, but I can say it for them. Stop making your children's lives hard. Everybody, you don't have to keep having babies. I promise you. Condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. You don't have to make the decision that every time y'all get back together, there's another baby coming. Take care of the babies you got. Get yourself on your feet and stop going back into foolishness. Anytime you're in a situation where you get arrested or the other person gets arrested, that's not a good situation, even if it only happens one time.
And
welcome, Grace. Sorry, I kept this up because I wanted to comment on it. Thank you so much, Grace, for hanging out. And yeah, Biggins awesome. I'm a big fan of Biggin, and he's a huge supporter of the channel. He rates me a lot. So thanks again, Biggin, and everyone who came over from the raid. This is awesome. Good turnout tonight. You guys are all great.
Your Honor,
and hold on, Ms. Hahn.
Yes, sure.
And this whole thing of he likes a clean house, so I'm gonna throw all the stuff around just to irritate him. Ma'am, 2 things. One, why would you put yourself and your children in that situation? Why would you let your children be roaming around in filth just to irritate?
I think it's Hayward, Judge Tammy Hayward, I believe. Fuzzy, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, buddy. And I set up the raid for court vibes after this, so we will be raiding court vibes. Yeah, so after this we'll be jumping over there. Yeah, she's got a great channel, so let's go hang out with her after this. But we still have, this video is only halfway over, so we still got a little bit.
Some man, and two, if you think he cheating, he is, because it doesn't matter. You've lost trust at that point. If you believe you got to look through his phone, if you believe he's cheating, if some woman calling you, quote unquote, because this is the new thing, I don't know, coming to you, quote unquote, as a woman, you already know he's cheating. What you need to do is go to the Superior Court, get your paperwork for child support, custody, visitation, all of that stuff, so that y'all can deal with each other as co-parents. But stop going back into the lion's den. You feel me? Because the decisions you are making with this whole, I love him, I got to go back with him, even though you know it's not a good situation, you're harming your children. You and Mr. Stucky are grown, but you're harming your children. I need you to make better decisions. Now, where's this job you work?
So I work at Georgia Tech.
What you do?
I'm a banquet director.
Okay. That's skills. Okay.
I do hair too. I do braids and stuff.
Okay, and you gotta hustle. See, I'm gonna tell you. First of all, a lot of times women are doing the most. You got 6 kids and you got a job and a hustle. I don't know, I'm gonna just assume, but it don't sound like Mr. Stucky kicking in like that. So if you already doing all of that and he's not, what you need him for? I'm just asking, what you need him for? What is he contributing to your life? He keep leaving you with babies, more stuff that you got to take care of, one with the job and the hustle, and he just out here on a lam. Ma'am, how do I say this the best way so I don't get taken off the bench? Penises are everywhere. If that's what you're looking for, you don't have to have a baby with one. But if he's not contributing to your household or to your children or to you, then you don't need him. You about to spend 30 days in jail over some foolishness for a man who's not even helping you. There's no help coming from him. You fighting for something that ain't even worth fighting for. Let that other woman have him. When he start paying her child support, she'll see. You feel me?
I do.
You fighting for something worthless instead of fighting for your children to make sure they have a better life. All right. Now, what were you saying, Ms. Hahn?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize for the interruption. I did fail to mention that Ms. Randall and I had discussed her converting the $400 into community service.
That's fine.
Okay, and then the other thing was we were asking that you that she, I can't get my words together, that she not pay the probation supervision fees. She told me she makes about $8.25 an hour, and she's,
I got it.
yeah.
And you have 6 kids.
But
How
I
old is
work like 10 and 14 hours hour shifts. My oldest, she's 12.
Okay. All right. Now, Ms. Randall, the other thing, don't keep stacking babies. The ones you got need your attention, but every time you add another baby, that divides and you give less attention to the ones who are already here.
Yeah,
Your
my mom said
12-year-old girl is about to go into a very crucial stage in her life. When girls go into middle school, that's when we really have to keep an eye on them, because that's when they can be tracked from academics and sports into boys and, you know, how I look and what I got to have hair, nails, and all of that. And then they start to drop off. And you want to make sure academics and sports and that kind of stuff is the focus that your 12-year-old has in middle school.
Yes.
But every time you add a baby, you got less time to spend with the ones who are already here.
That's true.
Okay. So it's a different mindset. It's a different way of thinking.
Terry B, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. This is a great community. This really is. the combined community of my channel, Biggins channel. A lot of us together we put together this great community, and it's awesome. Everyone's awesome, and it's, you know, we're not mean, we're nice, and it's fun to hang out and chat. So yeah. So, but thank you so much for the $10 super chat. All right, let's finish this case up. This case is almost over. And I got 2 short ones after this.
So, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 1. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 30 days on the weekends. And you'll start. Did you want to start? She wanted to start this weekend or next weekend?
Your Honor, if the court is agreeable to next weekend, that's when she would like.
The 26th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Oh, thank you so much, April. Yeah, I still hang out in Irish Demons chat. But yeah, I used to be over there all the time before I had a channel. Now I just don't have time. When he goes live, I still try to jump over there for, you know, as much time as I can. Generally, it's only about, you know, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. But yeah, Irish Demons is a good friend of mine.
So you'll turn yourself in at 6 p.m. on Friday, the 26th, and you'll get out on Sunday at 6 p.m., okay?
Okay, and what time that was again on Friday?
6 p.m.
So
You'll
I
be
can
at
write it down?
I'm sorry? 6 p.m.?
No, I just said so I could write it down, write down.
Okay. And then you'll do you'll do 80 hours of community service. So I'm converting the 40 hours into the $400 fine into 40 hours of community service. You'll do a family violence intervention program, which is 24 classes. And then you'll have no contact with Mr. Stucky except through the courts or child support enforcement. So if he has a child support enforcement case, you can do that. If he sends.
That is a true story. Fozzie is correct. Colin, definitely not Cromwell, was given to me by Irish Demon. Also, Juan Paul Sparkle Pants. Thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. Words are hard. I think the adoption list for this judge might be kind of long, but no, you can put yourself on that list. But I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Sparkle.
Money to you without anything else. No, baby, I love you. Don't put child support on me. None of that. He can send money to your address for the children, but you're to have no contact with him, or you can go to Superior Court and petition for a.
Stop texting me when I unmute my mic. Then just wait till I'm muted.
Visitation, custody, child support, all of that, all of those orders that make it clear how you and Mr. Stucky are to interact about your children. Okay. So, but please be mindful.
Okay.
That you don't want to have any contact other than that with him. We clear?
Yes. Question, can I reach out to his mom?
What's up, Court Vibes? I have it set up to radio. There is it's about 20 minutes left of video, and you know I'm a talker, so probably about 25 minutes till we radio. But I do have it set up to radio, and this is the Court Vibes we're radio. Thank you for stopping by, Court Vibes.
And she could maybe cash out me those payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that
I'll
okay?
give you that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So you can reach out to his mom, but don't pass messages on to him. It's just about the child support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So, and that's fine with me. I don't care how you. I just want you to get some child support. But I'm just saying, Miss Randall, sometimes we fight so hard for something before we realize it wasn't worth the fight. Just saying. All
right. I am a hockey fan. Yes, I don't have a team. I grew up in Cincinnati. I'm closer to Columbus now, but I was a Blackhawks fan for a long time when I was a kid. There wasn't a team. That was before the Blue Jackets, so I just picked the Blackhawks. And yeah, I just kind of fell off. I was never a real fan. I just picked them. So it's hard to follow a sport when you don't have a team. Same with the NBA. I love basketball, but the NBA is harder to follow for me because I don't have a team. But yeah, my girlfriend, the beautiful Heather's from Canada, and so I think I'm gonna have to start, following it a little closer now. Just saying, I need a team. Columbus, that might be my team. I mean, it's only an hour away.
All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with probation. I will waive the supervision fees because you got a lot going on. This, I want you to understand completely. If you are unable to do any of what I asked you to do, go to your probation officer and tell them the difficulty that you're having. They're here to make sure that you successfully complete. Okay. So if they don't know, they can't help you. If they don't know, they can't come to me and ask me to make adjustments. They don't know, they can't do any of those things to assist you. So the two things is, if you can't do what I asked you to do, tell your probation officer. And if you fail to report, that's the quickest way to get rearrested. Do you understand?
I do.
Got a report for your probation. So tell them what your work schedule is. Tell them if you got transportation issues. Be mindful and tell them of all of those things. You understand?
Okay. I may have a transportation issue depending on the location.
Okay. Well, share that with probation.
Okay.
All right. And like I said, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Miss James, and she's gonna speak to you about all of that and get you set up. You do not have to come back here to speak with the court. Once you finish talking to probation, then you'll be free to go at that time. Okay.
Okay. And I have one question. How will how will I know about the classes? Like, will that be mailed?
They're gonna tell you. That's probation, so they'll set you up with all of that.
Okay.
All right. Now, Miss Randall, let me tell you something. You went out and got a job and a side hustle. You making it happen for your family. If somebody is not bringing the same or more to the table and treating you and your children right, you don't need them. Okay? Stop accepting less than you worth. If you don't have a man who's out there with 2 jobs and a side hustle, you don't need him. You got me?
I do.
All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss James.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. A lot happened. And I kind of stopped paying attention to the case. But she got herself an attorney. That public defender is awesome. And she went from being in a lot of trouble to getting a mom speech. And when you're about to get a warrant and get arrested and serving time in jail, and the conversation changes to you getting a mom speech, that attorney did a great job. She's serving weekends now instead of 30 straight days, which is a blessing for her. So good job, attorney, and hopefully she gets her life together. I know Judge Chapman wants to do it. All right. I did put 2 more cases at the end of this. I don't remember what they are. I honestly don't remember what they are. I think we end with Judge Middleton. Okay, this one. This is a follow-up to this is the guy that tried to say that the person that he signed his lease with, it's a landlord tenant case. He's trying to say his landlord doesn't own the property because the deed wasn't in, I don't remember, Laura, something like that. Well, his case was thrown out a month ago and he refiled it like the next day and he's back in court. I don't know if you guys remember that. I'm going to have to go find the link to the actual video and I'll put it in the description so you can see the first one. Also, Heather just texted me. Fred texted me, Heather, and said to tell you to stop texting me because this is his time. But he tried to text me while I was unmuted and he failed. He texted me while I was muted. All right, let's go.
This is Kyrus Wilson and Kyrus Naylor. Oh, I'm sorry, also known as, I guess.
It's not also known as, it's just Kyrie Naylor, Your Honor.
Naylor? Okay, sir. Thank you. Yep. I got you there, Mr. Naylor. Mr. Fanous has been adjourned a couple times, it looks like.
Judge, we took a judgment following a hearing a couple weeks back on this one. This is Mr. Naylor's motion. I believe it's titled Motion for Retrial.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave him to his proofs, Judge. I don't really see any valid basis for the court acting in any error when we had the trial, nor does he plead correctly with respect to what he's asking the court to do, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Neal, I do have your motion in front of me. It says motion for, it looks like it says retrial.
Yes.
What's given in a nutshell, what's your reason? I do have your pleadings and I don't see anything that fits. Why should you have a retrial?
It's lack of jurisdiction. The ALC does not own this property.
I'm sorry, who doesn't own it? I've got
The
NDB LLC. Sir, what is that who you're talking about? NDB?
Yes.
Why don't you give me some proofs of why they don't own it?
I submitted evidence. Everything, all the motions given.
I guess Mr. Fanous, why don't you kind of...
He submitted a warranty deed that was drafted by attorney Daniel Berber. It looks like it was recorded on December 2nd of 2022, but Mr. Naylor went ahead and wrote on top of the deed. So he altered a legal document saying no deed recorded.
No, I did not. That's the registry
right here. I'm looking at it, Judge. I think it would be probably page 1, 2, 3, 4, page 5.
Okay.
If your packet matches mine, it says flat on the top, no deed recorded, but there is a warranty deed, and he submitted it. I don't understand why Mr. Naylor seems to claim that there's a lack of jurisdiction.
Because it was.
I remember Mr. Naylor claiming at the trial that he had a Laura website purporting it to be the an LLC website, or
it was rejected by the Register of Deeds.
Mr. Naylor, I really appreciate
That's a rejection letter.
Hold on, Mr. Naylor. Let him finish, and he'll do the same thing for you. Okay.
Your Honor, if memory serves correctly, Mr. Naylor, I think he used a cell phone or a tablet of some form last time we were in court, and he pulled up the Laura website and tried to tell myself in the court that it was the Register of Deeds showing that something wasn't recorded, and I think the court directly noticed it right away that it was not, in fact, the Register of Deeds. Mr. Naylor has brought forth no claim showing the court made any errors, nor has he pled, if there was, nor has he pled it correctly, Judge. This motion should be dismissed, and matter of fact, Mr. Naylor should be paying my costs for having to defend such a frivolous motion.
Okay. Mr. Naylor, what is it you wanted to tell me with regard to
I was never able to speak legal.
Sir, I asked you. Mr. Naylor, we're past that right now. What's the problem with the warranty deed that's on your?
It's a rejection. It's a rejection letter from the Register of Deeds.
Where does it say rejection?
You just got to read it. I don't have it in front of me.
It says warranty deed. It says recorded. It's got warrants too. It's from the Nadeem Berber warrant.
Yeah, I have no idea if this guy's a soft sit or not. He kind of does seem like one. He doesn't really use a lot of the verbiage, but this is a landlord-tenant case. So the landlord-tenant soft sits do use a little different verbiage, but kind of makes sense. Looking up things that don't really, I mean, they might matter in some cases, but not this one. Yeah, I gotta find the original so you guys can see it. The original was so much better than this one. Judge is just like, I'm tired of this. We've heard this. So is the attorney.
It's to NDB LLC.
There's no seal.
Well, for me, you may be right. Mr. Fanous, the only thing it's a photocopy, so I don't know if it's seal on it or not. But
Photocopy that Mr. Naylor wrote on, Judge. Again, we don't have. He hasn't even shown any true interest here as to why there is no subject matter or any jurisdiction whatsoever. I think the court directly had jurisdiction on this file, Judge, and he has not shown any proof just because he he prints a copy of a deed that doesn't have a seal doesn't mean that a deed does not exist. He has
Yeah.
not shown by any sort of preponderance of the evidence, Judge, that there is any issue where the court has erred back on the date we had the trial, Your Honor.
Mr. Naylor, there is a stamp at the top too. It says hereby certified based upon the records of my office that there are no liens, tax liens, blah, 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 by Deborah Cherry.
Is the wrong. Well, I got that from the register of deeds. I didn't print it out myself.
Okay, well, you got it from them, then how has it not been recorded
It-
then? Why would they give you something that wasn't recorded?
Because they rejected it.
Sir, I see nothing that says rejected.
It's the wrong common address. Wrong legal description and everything, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll review the pleadings based upon what's been submitted. Pleadings are in order. The warranty deed that's attached looks like it's in order. For me, it looks like NDB is the interest holder in this property. The motion is denied.
Thank you, Judge. That concludes everything for me this morning. I'll submit that consent judgment to the court.
I need
Okay.
to speak to legal.
So you can do it outside of here now. We're past all that. You can call legal services yourself at this point, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
All right. Yeah, that guy was special. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. At least he didn't have his, partner in crime whispering in his ear the entire hearing. All right, last case. We're finishing up with Judge Middleton. Gotta finish with Judge Middleton. This one's kind of fun. Yeah. All right, let's go. I don't have a lot to say. I really don't. I just hope it's Judge Middleton. If I put something else at the end of this, I'm gonna feel like a fool. Yay, I was right.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
There he is. This is file number 22529FY, People versus Bradley James McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie, I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here with the public defender, Mr. Keith Stucky. Back in February of 2022, you were charged with possession of methamphetamine as a second or subsequent offense as a second offender, which is make it theoretically punishable by up to 40 years imprisonment. Matter was reduced to a misdemeanor charge of use of methamphetamine, and you were placed on probation. You also had an auto theft charge that was over at circuit court. I'm not sure what the status of that is.
That's done with. I got sentenced on that, and they.
All right. I gave you 91 days jail credit 1 and put you on a methamphetamine deferral, and it didn't go very well.
Who's the right?
Your probation is Autumn Kiefer filed a probation violation petition alleging that you failed to submit for testing and you failed to test on October 11th, October 13th, October 17th, 19th, 25th, 27th, November 3, November 8, November 11, and November 15 of 22. We set a arraignment on that probation violation for December 2nd, December 7th, and you failed to appear in December of 2022. And I issued a bench warrant for your arrest. So this probation didn't go very well. You also have a number of other charges. How did you get arrested last night?
No, on Friday or on Saturday.
All right, and where was that?
Berrien County. Sir, I just started school. I've been clean for almost a year. I did rehab. That's why I missed a lot of that, my probation and stuff. I stopped going because she told me she was gonna violate me for going to rehab, and I was scared. But I've got almost a year clean. I start school on the 29th, my trade school.
Keltos, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. I'm very late, but finishing off my birthday week. Happy birthday! My birthday. What day was it? I had birthday week, so sometime this week. It's actually one of my best friend's birthday today. Happy birthday, Max! I know you're not listening. You're probably working, but happy birthday. Love the court crawl vid. Thank you. I had so much fun making that video. That entire day was awesome, and making that video was a lot of fun too. I'm obsessed with it. I still watch it. All right, let's keep going. But thank you so much, Keltos. I appreciate it.
Got my GED. I'm doing the best I've ever done. I did probation in Kalamazoo County years ago, and it kept me 8 years clean. If there's any way we can continue the probation, please, sir. Please.
Well, I may not be your big problem. You've also got an operating while intoxicated from 2023. Possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, which is 23614. I think you've been AWOL since that. Let's look at that.
I went to rehab the next day. I had OD'd and I went to rehab the next day, and I've been clean since.
Okay, good. That's very helpful. Running and hiding from your problems is not the solution.
Oh, I know it's not. I never ran before. I've never had a problem. I've never ran before. She told me she was going to violate me for going to rehab, I just started school. I just got my GED. I started trade school on the 29th. I'm doing the best I've ever done, really.
Well, I'm sorry.
If there's any way you can have mercy,
Darn it,
please.
would somebody get out of Bradley McKenzie? Mr. McKenzie, there are consequences in life, and you got some serious consequences. I gave you 91 days credit one, cut you a huge break, and you didn't do what I asked you to do, and then you went AWOL for almost 2 years. In the meantime, you got charged with a drunk driving felony charge, unless I can't get in it, so.
I don't know what that's about. I don't drink. I don't know what that's about.
Well, it's probably drugs. Let me find it. Somebody's in the file. I can't get into it, so let me look for it another way. The magistrate's gonna see you in that case.
Sir, if we could continue.
What were you doing in Berrien County?
I was going with a friend to a casino. They had a free room for the night. I'm begging you, if we could please continue probation, please. I promise you I'll do this successfully.
Well, if I gave you a drug test right now, what would be in it?
Nothing, I'm clean. Marijuana, I got my medical card. I mean, I have, so I would be positive for marijuana.
No, I didn't record in any of the courts. I wasn't about to do that. I mean, Judge King I went to Judge Slave and he didn't have a docket, but Judge King's on YouTube, so I could have gotten anything I wanted from YouTube from Judge King. And Judge Simpson didn't know me. He might remember me now, but he still probably doesn't know me. But we had a lot of fun there, but I wasn't about to ask to record. Especially, again, Judge Simpson's on YouTube, so I could have gotten anything from YouTube. But yeah, no, I did not ask.
All right, well, this one is not good. December 10th of 2022, after you kind of went AWOL on mine, you got a new methamphetamine charge, possession of fentanyl, a second or subsequent offense. another methamphetamine, and operating a vehicle on Broadway while under the influence of a controlled substance.
That's right before I went to rehab. I went kind of crazy there for a while. I know. I did probation for successfully in Kalamazoo County. I was clean for 8 years. I kept me clean. I can do probation successfully. I promise you. I promise I can. I'm begging you, if you can please continue my probation. Let me.
I suspect if I tested you right now, I'd be positive for something. I'm thinking methamphetamine. In that case, you had 12 bottles of Coors Light, methamphetamine, fentanyl.
I don't even
You were
drink.
passed out behind the wheel of your car.
I don't drink.
Well, I'm not sure what your blood alcohol level was.
I don't. That was the day before I went into rehab. I went into rehab the next day.
Well, good.
I'm begging you, if we could please continue probation, please.
Will you stop?
Sorry.
You bugged out on my probation where I gave you 1 day and you 93 days. Now you tell me how wonderful you are and you haven't done anything and you're clean. All right, so you got that. You got this other bad drunk driving case where you got fentanyl, methamphetamine in your possession. You're a habitual offender and you're on abscond status. You get arrested in Berrien County, go into a casino to crash somewhere for the night. None of this sounds real encouraging. You're not employed. You got some vague idea about trade school. You owe me 90 days. I gave you 91 days credit one, which was a gift, which was a habitual felony case reduced to a misdemeanor. You paid me back by doing a very poor job on probation and absconding. So I'm not feeling real charitable right now. And I don't believe you that you're going to test negative for, I think you're either about to go through opioid withdrawal or you're dealing with meth. Are you going to go through withdrawal?
No.
All right, well, that's a plus. I'm gonna set a PV hearing. Your original attorney was Timothy George. Set the hearing as soon as I can. The magistrate's gonna see you a little later this afternoon on those charges. No bond. Gonna do with this PV hearing. Where did you do your rehab?
Gilmore.
Are you in an aftercare program?
No, I've been out for, I've been out of rehab for quite a while.
Do you do NA or AA or anything?
I go to AA once a week. NAAA in Vicksburg.
Do you still have the Michigan Avenue address in Mendon?
Yeah, Muse, I'm so sorry to hear about that as well. Man, it's been yeah. All right, I suck at saying that anything about that. That's Rachel. I've been trying to help her out for the last month, and I'm just really bad at saying anything about this. All right, but I am going to say is I'm going to let this play out. There's about 3 or 4 minutes left of this video. That's enough time to let me play it out. You guys are all awesome. Thank you, everyone, for being here and watching. Thank you all for the super chats and the PayPals. You guys are great. Sparkle Poots drops coming in hot with the penis. Of course, Sparkle comes in hot with the penis. All right. If you guys haven't already, Heather's sister's link to her channel is in the description now. It was pinned. Heather, do you mind dropping that one more time? Heather's sister and her sister's husband they are creating a video game, and it's really cool to watch them put it together. So I would really appreciate if you guys jumped over there and if you like them, hit the like. If you really like them, subscribe and watch it with us. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun watching them put that together. Also, Rachel's link is pinned. Rachel's aunt did just pass away, and so her GoFundMe link is pinned in the chat. You know, if you feel so inclined and want to help them out, that would be great. I know Rachel would absolutely love that. We're about to raid Court Vibes. All right, thank you, Heather. I don't know what else to say. I think this is it. I want to let it play out. Like I said, there's about 3 or 4 minutes left, and then we're gonna raid Court Vibes. All right, you guys are all awesome. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything left to say. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great night, and until next time, bye.
Yes.
Are you working?
I'm not. I just started school. I'm starting school.
Have you worked?
Yeah, I was working at I worked at American Axle, and then I worked at hold on, what's Striker, sorry. Striker up in Kalamazoo.
Well, those are two great jobs. What happened to the striker job?
They said I failed my background test. That's probably because of this.
Well, they found there were 2 open warrants for your arrest. So you never actually worked there?
No, I did. I worked there for over 6 months.
Well, that's too bad. All right. I'll set this up as soon as I can. Now, on the felony charges, they're going to arraign you and set a bond. They're going to appoint an attorney for you and set a pre-exam conference. You were in a very bad place to be a drunk driver, which is 131 and Broadway.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I was never drunk. I don't drink.
Well, you were passed out behind the wheel is the allegation.
That's before I went to rehab.
And there's some very serious charges, like 40-year maximum, possession of methamphetamine, possession of fentanyl, operating while intoxicated as a habitual third offender. Broadway and 131, yeah, not a very good spot. The allegation is that this was in December of 2022. You're already on abscond status for me at that point. They were taking somebody to jail and they came upon you and you were in a altered state. You were in a Toyota in the right turn lane of eastbound Broadway, slumped over the wheel. The exterior lights and interior dash lights were on with an alarm emitting from the interior of the vehicle. Brake lights were on.
We're going over to Court Vibes. It'll reconnect you automatically, Angela. But yeah, all you have to do is wait till the end of this, and it'll just automatically reconnect you. So you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I think it was in Park. They had trouble waking you up.
That's the day before I
Confused. Medical staff Tony Clark, he said that he had previously treated McKenzie for a drug overdose. Probable cause search warrant found 12 uncapped and empty bottles of Coors Light, a bag of marijuana, methamphetamine, your blood alcohol was 0.0, so you weren't drunk, but the allegations you were on these other things, they did take your blood.
That's the day before I went to rehab. I went to rehab the very next day.
Okay, well, that's good. We'll take that into account. Anyway, the magistrate will see you later. I'm gonna set this as soon as I can set it. You're not gonna miss work. When is your start date for school?
29th.
What is it?
What is it? It's Pinnacle Trade School.
Where is that?
It's out of Kansas. I have to do a 6 months online, and then I do a 2-week training course in Kansas.
What trade?
To be a communications tower technician.
All right. Okay, I'll see you as soon as I can see you. The magistrate will see you this afternoon.